posted in 5 years. That's not good. What? Yeah, whatever. Today I am going to show Create and more of the basics of Create because I don't really know much, so I will drop down most of the mods that I'm using in the comments. With that said, I'm also going to do something. Boom! And yes, I do have shaders on now. So anyway, the first block of Create that we are going to look at is the hand crank. Now, the hand crank basically just gives you rotation. And rotation is able to give you a lot more things, like a cogwheel ratio. Basically, it's just rotation, which can help you with doors later on in the video that I will show you. Shafts can also transfer, as you see. Add more shafts, which, thank gosh, they have a little arrow that lets you place. And basically, that's just rotation for your doors and other stuff. Now, say you're kind of bored of this, then that's when you can get through to water wheels, which you can have a regular or a large. I'm just gonna use the regular here. And just place down a water wheel. And then you want, water. And then basically there's water flowing from the water wheel. Then it gives rotation. Like that. Now, a lot more people use water wheels with one little water wheel there and then a ton of big ones. Because then you can have the rotation from the big water wheels, but have it even faster with the little water wheels. If you don't get it, big equals more power for this, and little equals more speed. Just like a gear ratio. Which you can see from this. Actually, that wouldn't be too good. I'll show you a gear ratio later. I'm just gonna build it. That's basically one. Yeah, I don't know why I decided. That just takes up way too much room. But the water wheel basically, yeah. It's a wheel, uses water to spin. I just broke the water. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, there. Water wheels use water to spin. And then that can be transferred using a gearbox. And then that can be split into different directions. There's a regular gearbox that's in the 4 directions horizontally. And then there is a vertical gearbox, which, yeah, it literally says it in the name. So that can be really useful. And I have used it really usefully. If that's a word, which it isn't. Like that. Now, a gear ratio, shoot. Hold on. Uses anything like this from a big cogwheel to a small cogwheel. Or it's called a large cogwheel to a cogwheel, but whatever. Basically, it goes from that slow at the bottom there, this one, which is that one that doubles the speed. Put that one on top, it has the same speed as that. Then you do it again. So, I'm going to use something that you can't get in survival, like a creative motor. Where is that? Okay, well that's why they have this. Creative motor. Then you can see visually, without me cranking it, this one's slow at, like, what is it, 16 RPM? Yeah. And then it goes, like, 32, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, like here from the little to the big is, or the big to the large to regular is small. Like you can barely notice. But if you put a big one on top and then you look at the difference, you definitely notice a difference. And then you double that again. Then you double it again. And then eventually you have this monstrosity. That's why normally people don't use gear ratios like game. They use something called, where is it? The rotation speed controller, which is basically a gear motor, except this. So basically, you put a cogwheel on top, and then however you're getting your power, like, just gonna split this because you're able to do that. Alright, is that lined up? That's the really hard thing with creative, or not creative, create. Everything needs to be lined up. So we have that. And then we have that. So we can see there, that's 16 RPM. Then we can go to 56. So from this, I don't really know. Hold on. Okay, whatever, I can't find the block. But there's a block that tells you the RPM. Wait. That would be right here. Speedometer, stressometer. Speedometer. Which, that's why there's goggles. Sorry. 4 RPM. Sorry. Yeah, 4 RPM. That is extremely slow. So we go from 4 RPM to 256 RPM. Basically, slow to fast. That's what the, I forget what it's called. You'll have to go back. I'm lazy, okay? Next, we have the clutch and the gear shifter. Gear shift. I call it a gear shifter. Basically, these do totally different things with redstone power, like a lever. Why is it in caps? Basically, what this does, shoot, I'm sorry, is the gear shift, or gear shifter, gear shift, whatever, changes the rotation. So this is going that way. Now it goes like, right, goes right to left, while the clutch stops our rotation. Yeah. Basically, this changes the rotation, and this stops rotation. And they don't look completely different, but they're much better. So, next, what we have would actually be a mechanical belt. Now, this mechanical belt really only needs one source of power. And wherever the other part is, shoot. Sorry. This is why you do not trust me with making this stuff. Anyway, what you do is you just have 2 shafts on either side. One can not have rotational power, which I'd assume, and one does. What you do is you just put it on and then boom. It's rotation. And then that can travel players, mobs, or items. And you can't walk up to an item on a mechanical belt to grab it. You must right click. Or you can wait, and then let it fly. Normally it does it a lot further, probably because this can be it. Mechanical belts are really wonderful. I don't know. Hold on. I just want to see if they can go vertically, which I know that they probably can't. So why would they? Oh, they can. Well, look at there. Everyone learns something new every day. But can it still hold items? No. No, so that one's just for... Well, I mean, yeah. Usually some people use this instead of moving things for moving rotational, like, power. Like this, you can see it goes there, and then it moves all the way down to there. That's where it comes from. That's where it ends up. Why is my reach so far? Anyway. The next thing that we have would be... Shoot. Sorry. Once I find it. Piston. Or, not mechanical bearing, the sticky mechanical piston. I use this instead of the regular one because it works like regular pistons and steam pistons. Except it doesn't. Hold on. The difference between these two would be from the fact on how they work. Because you have to automatically get a shaft for it. So, if I can find a clutch, because I need a clutch and a gear shift. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah. So, the difference between a sticky piston and a mechanical sticky piston or sticky mechanical piston is one, you can see the difference, and two, this is a sticky piston there, and then a mechanical piston, you can make the pull length whatever you want, because in the end this is just going to be 25. It has to do its job of putting the pull out. So what this does is... Sorry, what? Is it pushes it out all the way. Oh yeah, and that can happen. It moves. So since that doesn't... Sorry. I'm sorry. Since that doesn't have any glue, we'll talk about the glue in a second, it only moves that shaft. There. Move that. Oh no, that's a clutch. Bring it back. It should bring one shaft, which is for some reason spinning while moving. See the difference here? This goes one block. This goes however far you want it to go, which in this case is 25 blocks. So, with builds like this, that didn't take anything, you can grab a bunch of stuff, use super glue, like this. You right-click one corner, go to the other corner, and right-click it again, and then you'd have that. To get rid of one, left-click. Then, what you do is you just let it move, and then it'll go. Shoot. Also, if you break the piston part, it'll all break. So that is most of the time used for doors or elevators. Speaking of elevators, why don't we talk about an elevator? Elevators are actually not that complicated. But I feel like before we talk about elevators, that we should talk about elevators. An elevator is a pulley. It moves people or objects. Yeah, so now let's make an elevator. What you'll want is contraption controls, elevator pulley, a redstone contact, no rain, or I guess rain's fine, but we don't want rain right now. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I am a little sick. So you will want an elevator pulley, redstone contact, contraption controls, a block of your choice to build the elevator with, because, yeah. And, again, super glue. I'm pretty sure. I forget. But that doesn't matter. And basically, how an elevator works is at the top of your elevator, you will have an elevator pulley. So, then what you will do is have any source of power, which I will talk about next. This is all jumbled up, okay? Give me a break. Basically, you will have that. You're gonna build your elevator, which I'm not gonna put any effort into right now. I will put a little bit of effort in. Yours can be as pretty as you want. Just super glue it, because I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I honestly forget. Then you might want a door, so you can also get a door. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm not ready for today. Like that. And then, like, it's a little hard to get into. Yeah, you might want a floor also. And you also might want you will want a redstone contact, my bad. And then there should be one on it like that. And below those, where the next stop for your elevator is going to be, you will want another redstone contact. Then you want contraption controls. And right click that, and then boom. Use the scroll wheel to select your level. So right now, level 1 would be this level. Level 0 would be the level below us. Right click it to activate. As you see, it is really slow. And now we're at the bottom. You know, what an elevator does. Of course, if you think about it, the higher the RPM is, the faster the elevator is. Of course, you can edit how high your RPM is maxed out at. But default is 256. In settings, it can be higher. And yeah, that's an elevator. Why am I breaking it? I'll need it. I'm sorry. Sincerely. Again, you will need some sort of rotation. But how must we get this rotation? There are multiple ways. Why is it always in caps? I'm sorry. Ow. How must we get this rotation? Go here. Go create. I mean, if you're in survival, you won't be able to, but yeah, whatever. You will find or craft a fluid tank. This is one of the best ways to get rotation, other than water wheel, which is non-existent suddenly. There we go. Water wheel. Or a crank. Or, yeah, those are kind of the two. Basically, what you will want is a fluid tank. Oh, I normally do it. Actually, no, you won't even need that. Actually, just, no. Okay, you will need pipes. Also, you will want to craft an empty blaze burner, and then you will want to catch a blaze in the nether. Yes, not dangerous at all. Because, yes. Basically, empty blaze burner, capture blaze burner. But you will want a blaze burner. You will also want a steam engine. And water. Since I have world edit, I will do a simple thing called give the world a giant lake. Replace. If you need me to do a look at world edit to help, I can. If you comment and tell me, because I can. Solid, not air, water. Boom. Give the world a giant lake. We will want blaze burners, which right now look baby. Oh, so tiny. You will want the blaze burners under the fluid tank. You don't have them under. Yeah. Make it however big you want. I recommend not too big, though. I mean, the bigger, the more that you can put it, and yeah, it just gets slowly more. That go. Nope, that go. Hello? Why won't it? There. Like that. That shouldn't suck, right? Okay, because I'm missing something. And I have no idea what I'm missing. Smart. Oh no, we need a mechanical pump. Right. So, to get your water, you will need rotation to get more rotation. So, for the first little bit, get rotation. I do not care how you get rotation. Just get rotation. I'm just gonna do that. Then it should start filling up. Whoa. So that needs to be lower. How low? $70, $129, $128. Okay. The max for this is $128, apparently. I'm just gonna help fill this up. Do not crouch while trying to fill it up with water bucket. If you use a wrench, you can get rid of this glass. But I think it makes better with it. But either way, it's gonna be gone, so... yeah. While that fills up, you can start getting blaze cakes. Or eggs, or whatever these eat. I forget. I will probably put it on the screen. Basically, what I'm gonna do, since I'm creative, I can just give them all creative blaze cakes. How am I gonna get the one in the middle? Then we place it back down. And then eat. There we go. Shoot. Sorry, I'm not the best at this. Basically, if it's blue, it's really good. And then you just put on steam engines. Also, make sure that you have shafts. I forgot about that part. I don't need that. I can break that and borrow a shaft. Then do that. What I like doing is, since we have, pretty sure, a ton of water. What I like doing? Robbing. Well, it's not robbing, it's just... what? Already? Oh, yeah. 128. And then we will want that back. Give that water. And then boom. That's what I like doing. Making it give itself water. That's how to make it more automated. That's one of the ways. There's also water wheels, creative motors. There are a lot of ways. I am not going to cover all of them. Also, under some things, like per se mechanical sticky piston, you will see something that says hold W to ponder. If you hold W, it gives you a ponder. Which sometimes doesn't fully help. Except it's a lot more better than my video here. Yeah. Same thing with ponders. You can also either click this button or click Q, and then it'll pause your ponder, let you... oh yeah, here. Click it, then it should say on your cursor, identity mode active, unpause with Q, and you can just hover over things like lever, gear shift, shaft. You can see everything. Which, for some reason, I don't know why, but, it shows you wooden planks. Also, you can hold W to ponder in a ponder. That is a lot of the basics of Create. And I also like becoming Cardboard Man. Oh. Yes, they have a bunch of cardboard stuff. No, this is not going to be my outro. Say goodbye to my lovely Create video that sucks. I mean, it probably doesn't fully suck. But yeah, do you like the meteor shower in the background? I think it looks pretty pretty. Yeah. If you wear cardboard armor and then shift, you become Box. It's kind of like Prop Hunt. Oh, you bounce when you walk. That's cute. Anyway, I hope that you liked this video because I haven't posted in 8 years. Well, it's been like 1 or 2 months, but still. I hope you liked the video. Bye! Oh shoot, Yep.